Hi, this is Steve. I want to do a quick video on the discipline manager and some of the settings and show you a little tutorial on how to set this up. I am going to use a simulated data feed under connections. I've got a separate video on this, and people have asked about this, but it's great for testing things. Under simulated data feed, and it will connect, and it pulls up this little volume control, which allows you to manipulate the market on which way you want it to go for testing these types of things. First and foremost, I am using my favorite Ranko bars. There's different Ranko bars out there. Here is a free one that people have asked me about. So I'll just I'll put the address into the description. But needless to say, there's different types out there. Some cost, some don't. But I do like the Ranko bars with the wicks, tails, whatever you want to call them. So I will assume that you've already installed the Discipline Manager. There is another video on that too, on how to install if you don't know how to do it, under Tools, Install, etc. But I'm going to assume in this case you already have it. So we're going to go to a new window, and it's going to be under here, and we're going to pull up Discipline Manager. And it will then pull up in a separate window altogether, and it does not plot on the chart or charts. It is a separate little window, and you could actually close it once you've set your numbers, unless you prefer to keep it open and monitor your stats. You could do that, but it doesn't need to be open. So what we need to do to set this is go to the account of choice, and you have to do each at a time. I've got a bunch of sim accounts, but I've got one called the Discipline Manager, and I've got this set up for defaults or for micros. I'm thinking about changing that, but needless to say, you have the ability to change it. But as it stands, the defaults are set. So if your account breaches $350 in the course of the day, you're going to get a warning, and it's going to say you're in a 15-minute timeout. Basically, I call that the mindset. Go out, get some water, shake it off, go walk around the block, come back with a different attitude, because obviously you're not in sync. It's designed to, kind of get you away and get you back on track. Maybe let that particular area of chop just get away from you, and then come back and try it when it's moving again. If you come back and you have now reached $500 drawdown of your account for the day, it will halt you for the day. The manager's tapping you on the shoulder and saying, obviously you're not having a good day, so take the day off or switch to sim and do some practicing, but it will not allow you to put on any more trades. If you put on a limit order, it will instantly take it off. If you put on a market order, your market order will trigger because it's a market order, but it will instantly take you off, just racking you up with a few dollars of commissions. So, but let's talk on a happier note, the goals. So this goal is $500, and once you've reached $500, then you'll get a little warning box that says, congratulations, you've made your goal, and now your drawdown limits are in effect. Now, some people have the idea or the preference that once they've hit their goal, they're done, and that's fine. You could actually set this not to give anything back and just halt you as soon as you hit your goal, and you're done. That's great. And but I've always come with the mindset of if your markets giveth, I taketh. So if you're having a good day, why stop? So with the dynamic drawdown, it will do the same thing. Once you've hit your goal, in this case $500, once you've reached 30% of that, it's going to give you that 15-minute warning and say, go take a break or walk around the block. And then if you lose 50% of that, it's going to knock you on the shoulder and say, okay, take your profits and go home. You'll at least walk away with $250. But the beautiful thing about this dynamic is just that it grows. So as your account gets to $1,000, you have your warning at $700, and then when you breach $500, it's going to say you're done for the day, you're halted, and you can leave with $500. And again, if this keeps going and you get to $1,200, et cetera, it just keeps growing. And it's based on your peak amount net. I've got mine set up for net. If you want to set yours up for If you don't know how to set up net in here, there's a separate video on that to set up commissions in here so you can have a net. Mine's set up for net, so you'll see change in here. And as soon as you put on your first order, you're going to be in the hole because your ante, it comes off because that's your commissions. So don't be too shocked when you first put your first order on and you're already $3 in the hole, or $2 or $1.50, whatever it is. And the weekly goals are the same thing. It's your warning that these are a little bigger, obviously, because they're multiple days for the week, and it'll reset at the end of the week and start you off fresh on the next week. But needless to say, these are a little bigger. So your warning's at 700, your halt will be at 1,000 as a default, and your goal is bigger too, 15. But it's the same concept, 30% or 50%. And again, change these. If you want to, if you've met your goal and you don't want to give anything back, then just say I'm done for the day and give nothing back. And then including unrealized orders. This is based on unrealized orders instead of closed orders. So even if you have your order on and you've already hit your goal, it will take it off for you if you have it set to take off open orders. And if you have it set your parameters to be done, and it'll just kick you out and say you've met your goal, go home. I keep that one. I use closed orders. That's, again, preference. And I leave this closed because if I've breached my limits, I'm done, and I don't want this runner out there, hoping that it's going to save me. So, but again, it's your prerogative. And down here is just your stats. It shows you the peaks of the day, and then it shows you where you're currently at. And down here, so once we like these, we just hit apply, and now it turns a little warning there saying you can't reset it. Now there was some discussion about having to reset it all, but because you're the owner, it's there. You are the owner. If you want to override the manager that you've hired, then you can do that. When you do hit reset, you have to relaunch NinjaTrader again, and then you'll get this red will be gone, and you'll be like a new account. It'll be fresh and ready to go. You set your parameters, keeping in mind that if you do want to override your goal of $500 that you already lost, then obviously it has to be bigger, because as soon as it sees your account size, it's going to realize that you've already breached it, and it's going to close you out immediately. So you have to be careful. But again, ask yourself, why would I want to override my own rules? And this kind of keeps you in check. And this was designed for me because I had a problem with that. And this kind of keeps me in check a little bit. So in any event, let's go ahead and crank this market up here a little bit. And let's put on some orders. And let's hit our goal. And now this is just, it's not an error, it's just a notice saying that Discipline Manager account is being processed and it's open. This error, or this notice, if you will, that's what Ninja calls them, errors. But needless to say, that's going to be turned off. So we won't even see that in the next few days. So let's, again, crank some orders. Let's now you went and do this during the day. But let's get to our goal. Okay, there's my goal. So, congratulations, you fit your goal. Now your daily drawdown limits are now apply for this particular account. You can close that, you don't need it. And you need it, so I've actually went over my goal in this case. So now I'm going to get a 30% warning. So let's go the other way. Let's go down with the market, but let's still buy because we think it's going to go up. So we're going to put on some orders, and once we lose a little bit of money, I don't want to lose too much. Once we lose a little bit of money, I'll just pause it and come back. Okay, so let's close that out. Okay, so I've hit my so there's my halt. I've been halted until 6:28 in the morning. Yes, it's early. I couldn't sleep. So needless to say, I'll just pause this for 15 minutes, come back, and we will continue. Okay, we are back from our little timeout. We have a new mindset, and we're ready to trade. So this you don't have to leave up, but you turn it off at any time. So now we can trade again. And you don't have to leave it up, but they do show up here in your alerts box. You saw that we hit our current. It opened the account when you first initiated it. that was the warning that you're not going to get in the future, but it will show up, so it's just when you first initiate your account, then we hit our goal, and now we're in our warning, and now we are going to come back with a new mindset, and we are going to go down. So there's really no point of going up and making our dynamic drawdown even higher and higher. I think you've got the concept on that, but I would like to show a halt. And so we are going to go down because we say this market is going to go down. But let me come back as soon as we lose a little bit more money. So our peak was $820. So when we lose half of that, we're going to be halted for the day. And there it is, trading halt on this sim account, discipline manager. We're halted until the next day at midnight. So you're done. If you think you're gonna go, oh, let's have it come a little higher and then we'll go down, it says no, you're done. And that's pretty much about it. And there's your warning there saying you hit it and you're done for the day. So now you can switch to sim and continue your practice because, hey, you're at least walking out with profit. We started with we peaked at 820 and we gave half of it away. Now, of course, we had all those commissions in there, and that wasn't really fair of me to rack up all those commissions, but I wanted to move it quickly. So, but at least we're in the black. But you have the concept, and again, this is you could change these to whatever you want. If you're working with micros, then obviously it's going to be smaller denominations that you're dealing with. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call on Skype or email. And let me do this. And let me pull this over here. YouTube is loaded with commercials, so I feel it only fair that I make a commercial. If you do need to get a hold of me, there's you can pause this screen and write down these, copy these contact information, and feel free to give me a call. Okay. Have a good day.